put your hands back on the dance. I put my hands back on the dance floor. And then he goes, I'm not coming close to the car because that's fentanyl on you.
Oh, my God.
So now I'm frozen. And he's like, where are you from? And I said, California. I said, dude, I'm a comedian.
Woody Show.
And you know what I like about Greg Fitzsimmons? I like that he is scheduled for a certain time and he shows up early. We've had it before where someone's scheduled and then they never even make it.
Yeah,
or
they're running late.
They show up or they're like an hour late. But no, Greg Fitzsimmons is here.
Yeah.
Punctual.
And early. Good to see you,
Well,
dude.
it felt late because Woody asked me to come in I live in Venice. Can you come in at 7 a.m.? I'm like, I do comedy at night.
Are you high?
So I'm actually
we
early.
do morning radio.
Yeah, I'm late compared to when he wanted me here.
Yeah.
But no, good to
worked
see
it
you
out.
guys. Thanks for having me in. We got a big benefit that I'm promoting.
Yeah. So that's he hit me up yesterday. He goes, hey, I'm doing this thing, this charity thing, a big benefit, and I want to know if you any time to come in. I'm like, oh, of course.
Always time for Fitz
We always
Talk.
say like certain people have an open invite and they can come in, and we moved heaven and earth. We moved all the really big, fun, exciting segments around to make sure that we can accommodate you coming in this
Well,
morning.
I am flattered. Thank you so much.
You should
I'm
be thankful.
Huge fan of the show. And why do you guys laugh at that?
Because people lie.
Nobody buys it.
There's no way you're listening.
98.7. It's my first preset.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I don't like the music, but I like you guys.
Oh,
We hear that a lot.
that makes two of us.
Us too. That is so true. Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah, what's the
For the
charity
most part.
though? Is it like dogs with
It's
flippers?
it's called Best Buddies, and it's people with intellectual disabilities. I started working with them like 15 years ago. They help them find housing, internships, jobs, and so I do a comedy show once a year. This year we got Andrew Santino, Craig Robinson, Ron Funches, and Annie Letterman, and a big surprise guest.
Okay.
It's Sunday night at the Comedy Store. Tickets at fitzdog.com.
So when you say that, like, what is it? Intellectual? What is it?
Intellectual disability.
Intellectual disability.
Yeah.
So is that like a nice way of saying?
Don't
something?
say it.
No, I'm asking. What is it? So what exactly does that?
him. He
What
wants to
exactly?
learn.
What exactly does it mean?
I have an app.
What does it cover?
I have an app, and it spins out what the new name is as it changes each day.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. Like, I'm legitimately
it handles
asking that
people
question.
With autism,
Okay.
Downs.
All right.
Some are very high functioning. We have a guy who does the show every year who has autism, and I kind of mentor him on how to do stand-up comedy. And he will be there this year, and he crushes.
Well, we got a guy too.
Yeah, he's
has
there.
autism.
Standing in the
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah,
I'm getting
crushes.
the intellectual disability
No,
label when we have
like-
medicine in the room?
Do you not have? Like, are you not on the
Get it.
spectrum somewhere?
No, I think it's very fashionable to claim you're on the spectrum these days.
No, but
But that doesn't mean it's not true.
But we've talked about it, like legitimately.
No, I've never been tested.
Not-
never
but
been
you
suspected.
believe that you believe that you.
I think, well, like
are.
Elon Musk claims Asperger's, and I think anybody who's like smart can basically do that. But
And then
I
anybody
don't
who
do that
wants
because.
to be Elon Musk will then also then claim.
Oh, did you guys see? I got my new truck nuts for my Cybertruck.
Oh, very cool.
They're all, they're like
Oh,
angular.
yeah.
Like,
What are they? Did they
Yeah.
3D print those for
They
Cybertrucks?
3D printed them on eBay,
so dumb.
and then I painted it black glossy so it matches my color.
That's
scheme.
really cool.
Yeah.
Badass.
So
Those are
Yeah.
funnier
That's all
than
the
the
proof we
OG
needed.
truck nuts.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Greg.
that is really
See?
cool.
So
I like that.
Angular.
Greg Fitzsimmons is here. His latest special, You Know Me, it's streaming now on YouTube. He also has his own podcast, the Fitzdog Radio Podcast. You can listen to it on his website, gregfitzsimmons.com. We were right in the middle of wrapping up a segment so we can make room for the big Greg Fitzsimmons appearance. So let's wrap it up. What do we got? This week in audio?
So this is some audio from church. Bishop Marvin Winans, he's collecting donations, and he's
this guy.
he's doing a big presentation where if you have a big dollar donation, you come up to the front of the podium and tell the whole church how much you're donating. And this lady, she drops off some checks, but the bishop, he has some questions about these checks.
Okay.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
And you would think like, oh,
Yeah, that's
babe.
nice.
really nice.
And so if you have a big dollar donation, you get to go up and talk.
Well, that's the
That's
idea.
the reward.
Right?
Yeah.
Now,
And so
tell everybody.
So she comes up and she
Yeah,
presents
that's
this in
great.
front of the whole church to the pastor.
Some blessings?
His reaction is this.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying.
if you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
Oh my God.
And then right into a number. We're going to play a church number.
Wow.
That doesn't seem very Christian.
So here's
That's
now
so
they've-
garbage.
This is they've explained it is
Kind
that
of Jewish, right? I mean, is that what you're saying?
Oh, that's funny.
You said
No,
it.
I get it.
Yeah, okay.
he said it ahead of time. Let's start with the $2,000 and up. So that's when he said 1,000 plus
Yeah,
1,000.
you weren't listening.
And she didn't pay attention with her measly $1,200.
Right.
Yeah.
She couldn't hear over her
Yeah.
sad check.
That bitch.
Yeah, because
that's-
$1,200 is, I mean, whatever.
Yeah, you don't
Chump
want
change.
that.
God doesn't look at
Yeah.
that.
There was some video going viral just recently where the pastor pulled out his gold Bentley onto the stage and he started talking about it.
Oh my
You're going to
God.
tie that?
I'm like, how are you gonna like
With a straight
go to-
face?
Yeah, do that and still go to that church. It's insane.
I went to church growing up, Catholic, the real church.
Yeah.
yeah.
Not this
Yeah.
black
Fake
church. We were all white
with rock
people,
bands.
like
you know,
Jesus was.
No amps.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had an
And,
organ and that was it.
Yeah.
Our priests were broke.
Yeah.
They were like hippies. They lived upstairs in the rectory.
Yep.
Oh, they really did.
Yeah, they lived upstairs, and they would like, that one of them was having sex with the women in town. What I
Nice.
found out later,
Hell
which
yeah.
was like, all right,
At least
nice,
it was an adult.
Yeah,
thanks
right.
thanks for
good.
taking a break from the kids. And but
Wearing 'em
no,
out.
Father McDonough, he used to come up with an acoustic guitar and play "Morning Has Broken" by Cat Stevens, who's now a Muslim.
That's a Catholic church. That's like
Catholic
more
church.
like Christian stuff.
No, it was a great Catholic church, and I have the Lord Jesus Christ in my heart.
Oh,
I
that's
just don't
good.
have him in my head.
Yeah.
That's how I
Or in my
describe
financial
religion.
plans.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah. This week in audio.
We would do our version of the Golden Bachelor, the Golden Bachelorette. And I go through our audio services here, and they give us clips. Oh, check out what's happening on the real Golden Bachelor. And I listen to this, and I'm like, what are people doing? How is this interesting? Take a listen.
All right.
Are you in love with my mom? Have you told her that you love her?
I'm not in love with your mom yet because I don't know. I'm not in that stage yet.
Okay. Do you think you
Right.
can get there by the end of this journey? I mean, we're looking at.
I don't know.
But if you don't get there with any of these women, are you gonna just say, "Hey, I'd still like to date" at the end of this?
I don't know.
Wow. Ours is way better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's pretty riveting stuff.
I think Greg would be
Like-
more interested in ours.
Also, like, how long have they even been hanging out?
Well, that's
Is
the
it like a week or
Right,
two?
what a dumb
Yeah.
question.
That's
Are you
always
been-
in love with? No, I just met her.
See, Greg, we do a version of this. When they have this on ABC, we do a version on our show called Woody Show, A Golden Bachelorette.
Totally different.
And so Seabass goes on the old lady webcam sites and he talks to the nice old ladies who are wearing like vibrating panties.
No.
Yeah.
Gilf.com,
Yeah,
Greg.
gilf.com.
I love it.
Yeah, and talks to them. And,
And
it's
you-
very nice and is very respectful,
if you-
asking them questions.
You can give them $1, and it's connected to the thing in their panties, and it
Yeah.
zzz.
Yeah. Here, I'll give
love
you.
it.
Yeah, but
I'll-
they don't have any feeling left down there, do
That's
they?
probably true.
judging by the reaction, I think they do.
Oh.
Either that or they're faking, which
Yeah,
I
they're
can't imagine.
acting.
Yeah, here's an example. Yeah.
Hello, Sebastian.
Hello, just trying to get my fall on up in here.
I love fall. It's my favorite time of year. What are you talking about? Yes, Sebastian, I love it.
It's sweater weather up in this joint.
Oh, I love that weather. Weather's
Yeah.
my favorite.
Yeah, so like the thing is like how much, like 30 cents at a time or
They-
a dollar at a
It costs
time?
me $1. They only get 30.
Yeah. So like
my
that's like the digital version of throwing the money up on the
Yeah.
stage of the strip club.
And didn't you hear how real that was? Like, oh, Sebastian, that's so good.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was so, I believed it.
This one was a little bit more convincing.
Oh, Sebastian.
I have a question.
And he talks to these chicks and yeah, there's tips going back and forth. It's fun.
Way
Are
better
you
than this.
horrified? How do
way
you feel?
better.
Well, I have a vision of, my mom's pension is running out, and it's nice to know there's options besides being a Walmart greeter.
Right.
Yeah.
For the next chapter.
Yeah.
You don't have to leave the house.
Yeah.
You don't have to leave the bedroom.
Somebody had a question on the text about I really want to know how Seabass handles the Golden Bachelor situation during his time. Is he looking? Is it gross? Like, how's he handling it? The questions are hilarious, but is he like sitting there joeing? Does he have to look
Yes.
away? Oh my God, I'm dying. It
Types
cracks me
with
up.
one hand.
It does
from
take
the,
longer.
913.
Because I am taking care of myself.
Yeah,
I'll show everyone. Oh, this
the one-handed typing.
I've actually watched Seabass like record some of these, and it is
Ew.
gross.
Like cucking.
It's
Your
yeah.
little swivel
weird.
chair.
All right, well, Greg Fitzsimmons is here. We're going to take a quick break. More with Greg. His allotted time actually starts here in this next hour as we get into that. Next on The Woody Show. Hang on.
Woody Show.
And Greg Fitzsimmons is here.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in and being here. And, always like having you on the show. And, I mean, look, I like the vibe. The vibe is a good fit.
He's a good hang.
It's a good hang. It's always fun. Great storyteller. Who do you think's really killing it right now as far as comedy goes? Who are the guys in your opinion? Like we like your comedy, so like who
do you like?
Yeah, who do you
well,
think's
Dave
just killing it?
Attell
Right?
is always to me the best comedian in the country. He has been for 20 years, and if you get a chance to see him, especially since he's a club comic. I mean, Louis C.K. to me is the best comedian period in the last 20 years, but he's a theater comic.
Okay, like
Dave
club
is a-
comic is
Dave
Dave
is
Attell.
a down and dirty basement comic.
Yeah.
Who riffs, who messes with the crowd, who's stream of consciousness.
Right.
And then also has the hardest, tightest comedy out there. And then Louis is just brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I didn't know much about him until he started blowing up. It was like Shane Gillis.
Oh yeah, you're a new fan of his, right?
Yeah, Anthony Jeselnik is another guy that
Love Shane.
Yeah.
And then, you got there's some guys out of New York, Mark Norman and Sam
so
Morrell
funny.
and
Norman.
Joe List. There's
Yeah.
a whole bunch of these guys that are like, a generation behind me that are really, really like, they're people that are not looking to parlay comedy into a TV career or whatever. They just are pure road comics.
Yeah. Who keeps popping up too is British Jimmy Carr.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Jimmy
he's
Carr.
awesome. He's
Like that-
so
like-
good.
He's amazing.
Like, that dude's he's sharp.
He's so damn
And if
funny.
you hear him in
familiar?
interviews, he's like, these British comics, they make me ashamed because they're just like, I had a guy on the other day on my podcast, Bridge. And like,
Wait, he was on your show and you can't remember his name?
I don't remember anything.
Like tomorrow, if somebody said, "Who was on your show?" I'm like, Greg.
No, I literally, I don't remember anything.
Something Fitz.
Yeah.
Something.
I know. I'm
Is
a
it-
goldfish. I'm a
Wow.
goldfish. Every laugh
Is
is
it
a
Kevin
new day.
Bridges?
That's so
Kevin.
funny.
And he's like, he learned different
Some guy.
languages and he performs in different languages.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just want to, touch myself and sleep and then go do the show
Yeah.
when I'm on the road.
Yeah, well, you can check out Fitz Dog Radio Podcast. It's available. You can get it right there on the website, gregfitzsimmons.com. Yeah, I see these guys, or like the Jimmy Carr thing, and just in general, I'm always impressed by comedians. Is it hard? Like, what's the hardest part? Is it just the being on the road part, and then the comedy part is just a talent you either have or you don't have? Or
Yeah, I always say I do comedy for free, but they pay me to travel.
yeah,
Like,
I
I was
that
talking
makes
about
sense.
I was just in Vegas last week. Brad Garrett has a club at the MGM, and it's
Right.
a beautiful club. And Brad comes down and does some of the shows, and he is the greatest guy of all time. He just is super generous. Like, last time I was there, it was Valentine's Day, and we couldn't find a table because it was Vegas, and so Brad got us a separate room in the best restaurant at the MGM. We had our own. There's like a speakeasy room that
Yeah.
opens later. He had them open it just for us. We had our own waiter, picked up the check at the end of the meal.
Damn.
It gave me a huge bonus, took me out gambling and just kept throwing hundreds in front of me. and
Wow.
he's
That's
just
awesome.
really, and he's just the greatest guy. But anyway, it's 7 nights. And you Vegas is a horrible place. And you go there and it's just like, I'm gambling, I'm playing blackjack because I figured how much can I lose playing blackjack?
A lot.
A lot when you get the dealer, the dealer who's like from some southeastern Pacific island
Yeah.
you've never heard of. She's got like 9 vowels in her name, and she gets a 21 every single
Yeah.
time.
Uh-huh.
Like she's doing witchcraft
Yeah.
and stuff. At one point, she gets a 2, and then a 3, and then a 16 of spades. I'm like, wait, that's not a card. Like, you lose. Want to play again? And I walk out, I see her picture on the wall, employee of the month. That's not what you want.
Oh, no.
She
You don't
kills
want
it.
Yeah.
She's their best table person, man.
And then you've got like 7 nights a week is Saturday night there, and you see gaggles of women. Is it called a gaggle, Gina?
It's a gaggle.
Yeah. Once it's over 3, it's a gaggle. And on their way out, they've got on 5-inch heels. The hair's up. The sparkles.
They're ready to go out.
And then I see them after the show on their way home, and the shoes are in the hand.
Oh yeah.
And I thought that means you can't hit on those girls anymore. They're out of the game. They're still on the field, but they're out of the game. It's like paintball.
Yeah.
If someone's got a splatter on them, you can't shoot them again.
Yeah,
It's like a
the
cat with
football
its light
player.
off.
Yeah, the football player after the game, he takes he's carrying like the jersey that still
Right.
has the pads
Yeah,
like
right.
he's not ready to go in and play anymore.
He's not game ready.
So it's just really like they try, because I think every time I see comedians or talk to and hang out, with comedians, it just seems like everybody's always having fun.
Really?
Right?
You see it that way?
Yeah. Yeah, because okay, last time that I saw you not in this environment was at Bert Kreischer's event in Pittsburgh at the PPG Paints Arena, and he had like this big like after party thing, and a bunch of Steelers players were there, and all these other dudes were there, and like everybody's just kind of hanging out and having a good time, and that's when Greg and I were just sitting there chopping it up and everything, and it's just. They'll do it again tomorrow after the next show, and just wherever they're at, there'll be a different group of friends or people that are fans that come by to this like after party thing.
Joe Coy's like that.
Joe Coy always seems to be having the best time.
I just hung out with him in Pittsburgh all day, and all we did is go shopping and we just crack jokes.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
so I mean, I know you're more
not-
you're more on the quiet side. Like you're not throwing like a big after party
I
after
have
a show.
depression. So,
Yeah. Okay.
like,
Well, that makes it more difficult.
I mean,
yeah,
I
it's more
really
sad.
struggle on the road.
Have you tried not having it?
Yeah. Have you just tried not
Just
having
don't
it?
have it.
It
And just have
actually
fun,
is the
yeah.
answer. I mean,
Yeah.
it literally is just sometimes you just got to go, all right, just don't feel this way right now.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Don't act this way.
And, but, I just, when I'm on the road, it's just like, I've got this got really heavy. But no, I mean, I have fun. Like I'm married, but like I will have sex with waitresses. So
Sure.
like that. And then I don't drink. But when I go on the road, I'll drink.
Oh, it doesn't count.
No, I'm just
Different
kidding.
area
Not doing
code.
any of that stuff.
It's kind of like when cigarettes don't count if
Right.
you're drinking.
Yeah,
I mean, when you're
exactly.
sober and you're not screwing around with your wife, like there's just not that much to do because the staff will be like, "Hey, we're going out to the whatever bar," and I'm like, "For what? I don't drink. I'm not going to hit on it. This is going to only lead to trouble."
Right.
Are you an anti-social person, like outside of
No, I'm
like the
extremely
job?
social. Like
Yeah.
I live in Venice, and my neighborhood is very social, and we have we raised kids together, and I've had friendships for 25 years with the same like 10 couples.
Right.
And we play beach volleyball every Sunday. We have poker nights, dinner parties. You just walk in and out of each other's houses. And
Yeah, so that's cool, but maybe like on the road, hanging out.
On the road, I'm
like,
not social at all.
Comedy clubs, like you're like that's the part. Like it's like hanging out. Co-workers, like when they have these they try to force everybody here to be friends.
Oh, yeah.
They do.
Like with other
little
stations and other
parties.
We
departments.
have pizza.
It's not that you don't like these people. It's fine, but it's like if it's a choice between I can be at my house,
I can go home now.
or
Yeah.
I can hang out here for the free pizza and the iHeartRadio sweatshirt they're going to be raffling off.
Yeah.
No,
I
people
hear
always
you.
go like, "How is Cincinnati?" And I'll just go like, "Is that where I was?" Like, I went from the airport to the hotel to the club, and that's it. But then I went to Alaska. This is insane. I was in Alaska 2 weeks ago. I'm not making up a word of this story.
What part?
Yeah.
Fairbanks.
Okay, because we just went on a Disney Alaska cruise.
We
went
Juneau,
to
Skagway,
Yeah.
Ketchikan.
Ketchikan.
Oh, I love Juneau's my
It
favorite.
was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I get there and I'm there for like 3 nights. So I say to the guy that owns the theater, I go, "I'd love to do something fun during the day." So he calls me back and he goes, I got this guy, and he is like from this famous outdoorsy family. They've got a company that's had like ATVs and snowmobiles for generations. And he's a huge fan of yours, and he wants to take you out, and you'll have an adventure.
Nice.
So now I'm kind of intimidated because I grew up in New York. I've been living in LA. I'm soft. And these guys are, these are the guys that
Rugged,
shake your
outdoorsy
hand.
guys.
Yeah.
The
They want
brawny
to
man.
crush every finger in your ear. Like, all
Yeah.
right,
Right.
you're not gay. I get it. And so now I'm like, all right, I'm going to be wet. I know I'm going to get wet today, and I'm going to be cold. But then I was like, all right, man up. Just man up. Like you said, don't be depressed.
Yeah.
So the guy picks me up, and he's in a monster truck. The wheels are
Yeah.
as tall as I am, and he's hauling like a dune buggy that's covered in mud. And so I get in, and but he's like this gentle guy. He's retired. He's selling the business. He's moving out of Mexico. And I'm like, all right, I think I'm in safe hands. He seems like a really decent guy. He's talking about his wife and his kids. So we're driving down looking at the Alaska pipeline because I'd never seen it before. So we're on like a side street, and then a police siren goes off.
Oh, no.
And I was like, what? I go, you didn't do anything. He goes, this is bad. I'm like, what do you mean this is bad? He goes, this is bad. I go, what? So the cop starts walking up to us, and he takes a plastic baggie with white powder, and he hands it to me, and he goes, get rid of this. And it spills, some of it spills on my pants. So I stuff it under the seat in the back. The cop walks up. He goes, huge dude. He goes, license and registration. So the guy goes, get my registration out of the glove box. I open it up, and a baggie with pills and $100 bills starts falling out. I shove it back in with my hand, and I cover it with paper. And the cop goes, what are you hiding?
Oh, no.
So what are you hiding? So I hand him the bag of drugs. So now I'm an accessory
Oh, my
to
God.
a felony. And so the cop grabs, he goes, both of you put your hands on the dashboard. So I got my hands on the dashboard. And and the cop takes his license, and he goes back to the car to run it. Comes back, and he goes, sir, do you know you have an outstanding felony warrant? And he goes, yeah. I go, yeah. Why am I doing it? Why did the theater owner send me? So then the guy goes, he goes, are there any firearms in the car?
Probably.
And I'm thinking, of course there are. I'm sure there's several.
Probably a rocket launcher in here somewhere.
And he says, no, there's not. And so then the cop takes the guy out of the car, and he cuffs him right in front of me. And he pats him down, and then he takes him back to the car, and he puts him in the back of the car. And I'm sitting there going like, I got a show in 4 hours. I just flew like 11 hours to get up here to do a show. And so he comes back, and he goes, and he's standing off the back window. You know that power move?
Yeah.
And he goes, and I took my hands off the dashboard at one point. He goes, put your hands back on the dash. So I put my hands back on the dashboard. And then he goes, I'm not coming close to the car because that's fentanyl on you.
Oh, my God.
So now I'm frozen. And he's like, where are you from? And I said, California. I said, dude, I'm a comedian. I said, I'm here to do a show. I met this guy 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, really? He goes, I'm not buying it.
Sure.
He goes, you're from a drug feeder state.
Oh.
And I don't think you're a comedian because you're not funny. I'm like, I'm not funny. Like, at what point was I going to...
That's subjective.
Right?
My pants are wet. What do you want from me?
And
You
so-
don't think this is funny?
and
This
so
could be a
he-
great bit someday.
So he goes, where did you get the drugs? I go, the glove compartment. He goes, no, he said they're yours.
What?
I said,
my
he said they're
God.
mine. And so he goes, are you feeling any effects of the fentanyl? I go, yeah. I said, I feel really lightheaded. I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, I have what's the
Narcan.
a Narcan in the car. So he goes, don't move. He goes, get out of the car, but don't stir it up. So I get out, and we walk back to the car, and he opens up the back door to the police car, and my driver gets out, and then the two of them look at me, and they go, we're coming to see your show tonight, and they start laughing. The
Oh,
whole
my
thing was
God.
a prank.
Whoa.
I fell on the ground. I was on all fours out of relief. And also, I started laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. I was laughing for like 10 minutes straight.
Yeah. At that point, sure.
That's awesome.
It was
Good.
insane. I felt like I was
That's what happens
Ethan
right
Hawke in Training Day.
Yeah,
you know?
uncontrollable laughter is what happens in that situation right before a heart attack
Right.
happens.
Yeah.
So that's how you know you're about to have a heart attack.
So we drive back to the cop's house, and he changes, and then we get into and then he gets into the monster truck, and we drive like an hour, and they take me to these hot springs that they have up there, and we all get into our bathing suits, and we jump into this hot springs, and it's like boiling, and there's like pockets of heat that hit you, and you have to like dive because and then we go directly into an ice building. It's made out of ice. It's the only
Like Superman's house?
continuously
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
It's the only
Fortress of
continuously
Solitude.
frozen building in the world. And the guy that owns this place brings us in, and he's like a Alaska cowboy. And then they have a bar set up, and it's an ice bar. It's made out of ice. and then the stools have like elk fur on.
Oh, it's
them.
like that place that you can't take pictures, man. That's like
the ice bars in Vegas.
Yeah.
They always want you to pay for the photographer. Like,
Oh,
you
really?
go in there, they give you these big fur things to put over
And little
yourself.
ice
Oh, yeah, they
shot
gave us
glasses.
these
it's
big
moronic.
jackets.
They should just let people do social media. They'll get so much more
Yeah,
marketing.
yeah.
And they
Anyways.
got this ice sculpture guy who's in there, and so they sit down at the bar and they start drinking. They've got a tap that pours appletinis.
Nice.
And so these guys sit down and they proceed to have like 7 appletinis. And I'm sitting there going like, and we're telling bar jokes. Like, and they're most of the ones from the Alaska guys, racist.
Right.
And so I'm sitting there
Naturally.
watching these 2 guys get drunk and tell racist jokes. And then we leave and they're stumbling. And my guy gets behind the wheel, and I go, "Hey, dude," I go, "Why don't I be the designated driver?" He goes, "I'm fine." And
He's not gonna get pulled over.
Yeah. Yeah. I go, dude, I'm not getting in this truck. I go, I'm driving. So now I'm behind the wheel of an 8-ton monster truck on these winding
That's
roads in
awesome.
Alaska.
I would love to drive that.
And you're towing a dune buggy.
Towing a dune buggy with 2 guys laughing at me the entire time about how they got me. And then I get back to the hotel, and I was already late for the show I had that night. They came to the show and heckled me throughout the performance.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Dude, 562. I love Fitzdog. His storytelling is so funny. Agreed. You can see why we love having this guy in. Greg Fitzsimmons is here,
so
ladies and
good.
gentlemen.
The best.
He's going to be hosting the Best Buddies benefit at the Comedy Store on Sunday. You got a whole bunch of Craig Robinson, Andrew Santino.
Love Andrew Santino. Santino.
Andy
Oh, there's going to be a big
Letterman
special guest, you said, right?
Yeah, big special guest we can't
Yep.
announce.
For tickets, go to fitzdog.com. That's FITZDOG.com. More with Greg Fitzsimmons coming up next here on The Woody Show. Hang on. All right. Greg Fitzsimmons is here. Check him out on his website, gregfitzsimmons.com. Instagram, @GregFitzsimmons. Twitter, of course, you can find him there. Which one do you find you're putting yourself, most effort into? Like, of all the social media, like, I think for us, it's definitely, Instagram,
Instagram.
and
Yeah.
Facebook Menace, or, like...
I mostly do.
Yeah, I would say Instagram. I mean, that's where we have the strongest.
Yeah.
I do MySpace and Friendster, but I haven't been to the site in a little while.
Yeah.
No, I do Instagram. I do my
I like Instagram the most.
I do 2 podcasts a week, and so I put those up, like usually a clip from those, but I'm not very active.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to be. It's stupid. It's like, it's the whole business now. It used to
Right.
be if you did the Tonight Show, you could draw at the clubs.
Right.
And now you have to do social media constantly, and I hate doing it.
Yeah.
How do if you don't want to talk about it, it's fine. We're having fun here, and I'm not trying to get like serious, but you weren't invited to be part of that whole, what was the big comedy festival?
The Riyadh.
Yeah.
In Saudi Arabia.
Were
Riyadh
you
Comedy
part of that? You weren't part of that. 'Cause
I
that
was
a
in
big thing.
Vegas that weekend.
Was it the Brad Garrett weekend?
Yeah. No. Look, I would say that going over there is okay because you are bringing new ideas. I mean, you're going over there into a place that is shut down and not exposed to Western thought. And I think you can justify it as long as you go over there saying, I'm going to talk about stuff they wouldn't want me to talk about. Not like be an outlaw,
You're right.
but I would think that,
I'd be scared.
but I would donate the money to charity, and then I would talk about stuff that might push the boundaries.
Yeah, because there was, a lot of these comics got lit up on
A
that.
lot of backlash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, when you think about,
How tempting it is.
Think about the average person, and they have like some huge chunk of change. People go like, "Oh, you sold out." Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And what was it, Menace? What's that quote you always?
Oh yeah, it's from Charlemagne the God. He says, "I can't wait to sell out." Because
Yeah, no, but
that
there
means
was-
somebody has to buy in. That means that people have to like believe in you.
No, but there
to
was
get behind you.
There was something like the only people who say they wouldn't sell are the people who have never had the opportunity.
Oh, that
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
I mean, look,
a big payday to do what you already do. That you're a plumber. Someone says, "Hey, man, I want you to repipe my house
For $1
I'm going to
million.
give you $1 million." You're
Yeah.
like,
Well,
all right.
Also,
I
like,
normally don't go to that part of town, but I think for this I will.
my thoughts on it is like, why are we trying to go and police everybody everywhere else when we still have a lot of problems here?
Yeah, no,
Like-
it's true. If you, there's a lot of countries. Which countries do you decide? You
Yeah.
know, like what
Yeah.
about England? They colonized the world.
Yeah.
They starved the Irish to death during the famine. It wasn't a famine. The English basically took all the food out of Ireland while there was a potato blight. There was plenty of other good crops, and they starved 1 million people to death. And another... Thank you very much. I'll be. What am I not supposed to do?
But London is awesome.
But London's awesome.
Well, it's like I've said
there
before.
in a second.
When everybody was giving Chick-fil-A a bunch of heat about homophobia or whatever, I'm like, yeah, the chicken's delicious. I separate my politics from my chicken. I separate my politics and things from music or movies, or like, because if you have to agree with everything that this band or whatever the people in the band like you won't like anybody.
No, the KKK, and I'm not saying they're.
Are you taking up for the KKK?
Their bake sales are unbelievable.
The meringue floats on air.
Yeah, those 7-layer bars.
That's true.
Die for.
Now, the other thing you got to check out if you enjoy Greg Fitzsimmons and his storytelling and his comedy, it's on YouTube. It's his latest special. It's called You Know Me. And part of the new special, you talk about how like when kids become teens, right? So like they think that you are so uncool. I'm kind of going through that right now. My son's 15. My daughter's 13.
Right.
It's rough. How old are your kids now?
Well, now they're 25 and 22.
Okay, that seems to be the best.
Like you're out of the woods.
Yeah, because now it's like the early part of their adulthood where they're kind of struggling and they kind of have more of an appreciation.
Well, no,
I can't wait for my kids to struggle.
Now it's just fun because, like, you know, they're at the age where they start thinking they're smart now.
Yes.
And so,
Geniuses.
like, here's a conversation I had with my daughter the other day. This is word for word. Hey, Dad, what'd you do today? Oh, I went on like a 30-mile bike ride. She goes, look at you, Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong.
I said, did you mean Lance Armstrong? And she goes, is that the guy that walked on the moon?
Oh, my God.
Oh. Yeah, all the Armstrongs. Yeah. Is that the singer of Green Day?
Is that the one with the bendy arms? No, it's Stretch Armstrong. Oh my God!
Stretch Armstrong.
Remember Stretch Armstrong?
Good pull.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No
80s
pun
toy.
intended.
Getting. Yeah, because man, they I don't know. Like I wonder sometimes. Like, do you survive? This is like I think you either it's live or die. Like getting through the teenage part of parenthood.
Right.
Right.
Well, keeping them off drugs is really hard because, like, both my kids got very into weed because it used to be you came home and you smelt like weed.
Yeah.
Now you just eat a gummy or you got a vape pen.
Right.
And once, California, I saw it change. My kids were teenagers when it got legalized. And all of a sudden, they were just high. It just became like every single adult thought it was novel to have a vape pen or gummies in their sock drawer. And you're a kid. It's the first place you go. You go to your parents' sock drawer. You find the vibrators and you're like, Mom. And so like, it's really hard to stop it. There's not much you can do.
So best advice, like for something like me, because my wife and I, we get to the point where we're ready to, pull our hair. If we could quit these kids, we would sometimes, And I've said like, you love them, but you hate being a parent. Or you can say, I love you, but I really don't like you right now.
Yeah, my parents used to say that to me.
And I try to be, I'm like kind of the more cool, calm one. My wife is the one losing her mind. And she starts fighting dirty, arguing, name calling the same way.
With the kids?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Like she'll get into it. And I got to like sometimes like, oh.
You have sons and daughters?
My son is 15. My daughter's 13.
Well,
so
the
she
daughter
really gets
and the mother
it.
Really have a rough time. From 13 to 18 is really hard.
But like right now, it's my son and my daughter who are because they are the same person, and so they have to have these. So any kind of advice you have, I will accept because
I just think
need something.
You have to make them feel like they can talk to you about anything.
Yeah,
so
and they can. Which is true.
Yeah, I mean, I just think you can't be judgmental. You can't be authoritarian. I mean, this is the new school of parenting. Some people think that this is wrong, that you should, be really strict with your kids.
I mean, you're an old Irish guy. You got your ass kicked. I got my ass kicked.
I got beat.
Yeah, right. And you wish you could still do that. I told my wife that the other day. I'm like, wouldn't it be great? Like in the old days, like we would just beat the crap out of them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
and be done with it.
I got the beatings and the
lectures?
verbal, the lectures, the silent treatment, all of it.
Dude, the silent treatment.
I hate it. Woody loves it.
I love the silent.
hate it.
God, that was more debilitating than the. My father used to beat me. But I would have taken that over a week of neither parent speaking a word to me.
Oh my!
Me
I
too.
mean, think about what that does to you emotionally.
Absolutely. My mom gave me the silent treatment once for a week. My dad was out of town on business, and for 1 week, not one word was spoken. And it was the most awkward. And the worst feeling in the world, you talk about depression, is when you don't want to be where you are. I just want it to be somewhere else. And I'm a kid. I'm at home.
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, I'll be at my weekend place, you know? And you're stuck at home with a mother who won't speak to you. It's
in that situation. Okay, but now, Greg, as a married dude, and your wife's mad and she gives you the silent treatment, is that not awesome?
That's fantastic.
Right.
Yeah. You
Like
always want to. You want to be.
There's a switch that happens at some point in your life where like getting the silent treatment goes from when you're a kid, it sucks, to it rules, and you're like, what did I do?
But
Let me know.
As awkward.
I want.
No, you gotta,
I want to do this again.
It's okay to have that, but I really do believe in that thing of like, don't go to bed angry, like because if you can straighten it out. It's such a bad hangover if you get up in the morning and you were angry the night before and you hadn't dealt with it, you know?
And you wake up and you think, oh, that's right. We're mad at each other.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the other way. I'm like, you know what? Sleep on it.
Yeah, because you're not as pissed when you wake
right,
up.
Exactly.
Something happens when you
I'm
sleep.
fine with it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm like, let me just go to sleep, please.
Yeah. Something happens when you sleep. But, just you wake up and whatever you thought.
Less.
Yeah, it's like right after you Joe, right? Like as soon as you're done, everything that seemed like a good idea seconds ago, no longer a good idea.
Gone.
Yeah, and you just kind of maybe move on and just shrug it off. Go,
But that is the problem is you're fatigued, and that's the moment where the real parenting usually comes in. It's the end of the night, and you got to be. It's all about consistency. You want to have boundaries. I'm not saying I'm saying be gentle with them, but also have consistent boundaries.
Were you a cool parent as far as like were the kids allowed to get away with certain things, or were you super? Would you say you're strict?
I was strict. My wife was not as much, which I think it's good to have a good cop, bad cop thing. But I was strict, and but I didn't yell. I yelled once, and I was just talking to my daughter about it. We had dinner last night. Here's what's great about my daughter. She's 22. She lives in the guest house in the back.
Oh,
but
yeah.
she comes in.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool life. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
She comes
in the guest house, guys.
Yeah,
okay,
guest house is perfect.
Sure. Yeah, the guest quarters.
And she comes in and she likes to have dinner with us, and she likes to talk to. We have dinner and then we sit there for 3 hours and talk about life. It's actually a really amazing.
See, that's the point I want to get to.
Good setup.
That's what my wife and I keep thinking about. Like, if we can survive this, on the other end is this. Right. That's how I'm sure some people feel about working out. Like, Mom, I can't get myself to work out, but like you're eventually going to be able to look in the mirror and
at the result
and feel good about it.
Right.
Like eventually we're going to be able to get through this, and we're going to be able to look at them and go, you know what, it was worth it.
About daughters, like when a girl turns 13, that's when she starts hating her parents.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Oh my God, so true.
That's what I heard.
I mean, she didn't hate us like. Thank God we never got the "I hate you." I don't know that I could have handled.
We've gotten that. I feel like we get that on a pretty regular basis.
Yeah, you get told they hate you.
Oh, you've been told that?
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Really?
I don't know if I could handle.
I know
that.
it's not real.
Yeah.
People say that stuff in anger.
But then
I can't wait to move out. I'm like, I can't wait for you to move out. Like, look, we have so much in common. I forgot we get along.
Dad, I'm moving out. All right, your suitcase is on the front porch.
I've made that joke since the kids were born. I said, hey, you know what? Birthdays 1 through 17. You tell me what you want. On your 18th birthday, I can tell you what you're getting. It's luggage.
Yeah. But I think we stood by her through the tough teen years. So when she turned like 18, she just completely came back and looks at us for advice.
Yeah.
And
that's cool.
You know, the pandemic happened right around that age. And she and my wife would just have cocktails every night.
Nice.
And
hell
we play games.
Wow.
And like the pandemic was actually really good for our family.
Those are the good old days.
Yeah.
Well, that's why there's that old saying, the older you get, the smarter your parents get.
Yeah.
Because you realize, oh, man, they were right.
Right.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
When does that happen?
Well, we were talking about going to bed angry, waking up, and it's not that post-nut clarity.
Post-nut clarity.
Yeah, that's
right.
the term I've heard before.
It's a real thing.
All right, well, we have Greg Fitzsimmons here.
Yes.
And Greg has his podcast, FitzDog Radio Podcast. You can get it by going to gregfitzsimmons.com. I'm sure it's on all the different podcast platforms and stuff like that, too. Also, Greg's going to be hosting the Best Buddies Benefit at the Comedy Store on Sunday. The show features Andrew Santino. You got Craig Robinson. Who are some of the other names?
Ron Funches and Annie Letterman, and then
a special guest,
special surprise guest. Too big to mention, not allowed to mention this person.
Yeah, like so. What, is that because like maybe they have another gig and don't want to take away from?
Yeah, they have a huge theater show in town coming up, and so you can't say their name.
Right.
Oh, that's why.
We've run up against stuff like that before. There's always a reason, you know. But it's benefiting the Best Buddies charity. And so, Greg was talking about that earlier, just helping people, get by and get gigs and, be able to be independent, I guess, is kind of like
people with intellectual disabilities that are able to, they live in group homes where they can get to the point where somebody from Best Buddies comes by a couple days a week, make sure that, things are running smooth in the house. But for some of these people, they've lived with their families their entire lives, and now they're able to do independent living, and
that's such a gift to the families.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Just like let them be independent.
And then they get internships that a lot of times turns into jobs, because when you have somebody working for you, sometimes that's on the spectrum, they're like unbelievably good workers.
They're way better.
And everybody loves them. And I mean, just being around them, me and my wife will go bowling. Sometimes we'll take like some buddies bowling. It's like Prozac. You feel so good. There's no cynicism. There's no malice. They're just happy people. It's kind of a gift.
That's why we love. That's why Morgan and I love Love on the Spectrum. It's not cynical. It's just these lovely people, just without that.
Yeah, who love trains.
Exactly,
and,
they sure do.
They love sports.
Yeah, there was a guy. He owns a business. I saw something. There was like not a documentary, but there was like one of those like CBS Sunday morning type things. They did a feature,
like a human interest.
Yeah, human interest on. This guy, he's got a son who's on the spectrum and just like really smart kid, very like good hard worker, just couldn't get a job.
Yeah.
And so he hired him in his company, right? The dad's company, and end up like just dusting everybody. And then they started a whole different company, and they just hired like all people who are kind of like him. And with fewer employees, they smoke the competition. I forget what the industry was.
That's the future.
And so it became this thing. And so now it's an organization, kind of like what you're talking about, that helps people get into those positions, because these companies, they're looking for somebody who actually cares, who doesn't want to quiet quit, and
Yeah.
Well,
pretty cool.
When I was in Boston, I visited this company in the Prudential Center, and they had somebody that worked there, and from Best Buddies. And there was a major snowstorm in Boston, and they said nobody showed up to work except him.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
he like he's the one guy. And then I do this thing. Tom Brady, to his credit, was the face of Best Buddies for years. He was like the guy, and knew a lot of the buddies and would show up for the benefits. So I did this bike ride from Boston to Cape Cod to raise money. So I fly in, and the night before the bike ride, they had a celebrity touch football game at Harvard Stadium. And all Edelman and Gronk and
take
Brady.
It easy, Sammy.
I know.
Sammy's going to slide off her chair over
I
there.
love Edelman so much.
And they all showed up, and it was like celebrities, well, people like me, that were playing against the Patriots and buddies on the field mixed in. And so I end up on Brady's team, and I meet him, and he is gorgeous. Like you feel this tingly sensation when you meet him. He looks right in your eyes, and you know he's a legend. And so we get in the huddle, and he's telling the buddies, all right, you run over there to the left, you run straight up there. And then I'm looking at him like a puppy, and he's like, what are you looking at? Just go out. And so a couple plays later, I'm running down the sideline, and I look over my shoulder, and Tom Brady is looking at me. And he takes the ball back, and he pops up this tight, soft spiral, and I'm running, and I got my arms out for a basket catch. I'm like, I'm going to catch a pass from Tom Brady. Don't blow this. Don't trip. Soft hands. Bring it in. Ball lands on my hands. I pull it in. I catch it. But then I had two best buddies in front of me. So I deked them out, and I scored a touchdown.
Oh, nice.
And I look back, and I
felt
just
really-
see Tom Brady with his face in his hands.
You're a
shaking his
horrible
head.
person.
But here's the thing. That's a good life lesson.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
It's not always going to be people moving out of your way.
That's right.
You know, with the snow plowing, right?
Yeah.
That's
Talking
right.
about that.
Snowplow parents.
562. I participated in Best Buddies program in high school. I was assigned a kid with special needs, and I took him around the school, and I befriended him. My job was supposed to be to make him feel normal and with friends and with love. Best Buddies is awesome. You guys are number one. That's from David.
Hell yeah.
And then we have somebody here texting in, I'm an ABA therapist, and I appreciate Greg Fitzsimmons.
There we
You
go.
are a good dude, man. You're a lot of fun.
right.
We love having you here. GregFitzsimmons.com for all things going on, whether it's the podcast or all the different things.
Yeah.
The latest special, You Know Me, it's streaming on YouTube. Thanks for coming in, man.
That's such a pleasure. Thanks for having
love
me
you.
and you guys. And shout out to your production team. You guys have such a tight show. It really amazing.
It is tight. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
It's
That one's
tight.
tight. Thank you. More Woody Show's next.
Boy, howdy, that sure got a tasty kick to it. The Woody Show will be right back.